So usually slow grinded, really built a foundation, 16-year career, amazing clientele.
Right.
I know you've made good money doing it.
I've been blessed.
We're going to say millions.
I've been blessed.
All right. And then fast forward to that, you get into this illustrious and kind of like historical launch of this amazing restaurant, Breakfast at Barney's.
Right.
How'd that part come into play
Man.
for you to get into that opportunity?
So that's a great story. So that goes back to Morris Brown. Heck, I mean, me and Pancho, we met on the steps of Morris Brown. My freshman year, or our freshman year, first couple of days, I didn't have a car. I wanted to go get something to eat. He had a car. I said, hey, bro, I'm trying to get some chicken. Hey,
y'all met over food, and now y'all
like hottest circle
got the hottest restaurant in the city.
How about that, right? It's crazy. So we met back there, but then throughout the years, support each other, different situations, different ventures, to do certain things here and there, little parties or different things, or I'll be in the behind the scenes side of things. And one day we're sitting, and he's like, man, what do you think about a breakfast thing? Because we would always try to go somewhere. And it was like, man, we couldn't find a place where we wanted to go with the ambiance, the food, the service, the music, just nice scenery.
Vibe,
he was like, man, the vibe. And he was like, so he's sitting in my office, literally, and he's like, what do you think about this? And I think about this. I said, you know what? All right, tell me more about it. Let's talk about it. And this goes into that entrepreneurial mode and making sure that you have a diversified portfolio. This also goes into that we all need a little bit of help, and we have to back each other up. And I think the problem is that sometimes for us, or just in general, is that everybody wants to be, you got to be secure and know that we're all kings, right? But sometimes everyone's worried about outshining this one or outshining that one, or saying, okay, well, I did this or I got that. We all work together. Like, for lack of better terms, I mean, hey, man, like, in this old school stuff, and like, Ed McMahon made as much money as Johnny Carson, bro. Like, it's a lot of money. Like, you don't always have to be in the forefront, but you can support your brothers. You can make things happen, and then y'all can all win together. And so when he came to me and he said that, I was like, okay, let's talk a little bit more about it. Let's start to formulate a plan. You have certain strengths. I have certain strengths. Now let's make it work. And we went over that several months, and then that brought to life, actually, Breakfast at Barney's.
Y'all launched in the pandemic, right?
In the pandemic, man. Like, literally, we talking about
launching a restaurant, social distancing,
man,
in the pandemic.
Everybody shutting down. And we signed our lease, like, in February. Next thing you know, everything's shutting down in March. I'm like, man, now it was a blessing because of having had the business experience that I had. Certain things were negotiated into this lease,
right.
So those things worked out there. But it was like, so everybody going crazy. We sitting there building, they're grinding, they're putting this way. How we going to get this? Make sure these funds are here. Make sure that this is happening. And at that point, we opened, like August. At the end of August, in the middle of the pandemic, man. August like 31st, in the middle of the pandemic. Yeah.
Wow.
And been open over a year now. Like, wow. And just from day one, just skyrocket.
How successful is it?
Man, we call it a unicorn. We call it a unicorn. And anyone in the food industry, like, people come and they're just like people, it takes people several, like, they aspire or dream to even have a restaurant or a situation like this. And they say some people, this may take them their fourth or fifth. Some people never even reach the pinnacle or the part that we're in at our pretty much our inception. Like, wow. So, like, blessed. When we say we like a top restaurant, really top restaurant, but like you said, blessed, because God had his hands on it and all worked, because this was not like a singular thing. In the God universe, everything all working together with this situation. And that's why it's so important to exude that that same energy and make sure you still have that same giving capacity, because that's the foundation of it all.